Hopefully you found that video about fire interesting, and possibly you ended up almost a little more confused about fire and what state of matter it is than you did at the beginning. One reason I chose that video for you, though, is because we are now coming to the third state of matter that we study. If you explored the Chem4Kids website that I sent you to a few times, more than at the places where I sent you to, you would have noticed that it comes up and talks about two other states of matter, plasma and B condensate. But as fifth graders in the state of Michigan, you are not expected to know about those. So what we're doing now, as we look in detail about traits that make a gas state of matter, we are also going to consider and review the other two states of matter. So this sheet of paper you should already have. I sent it home last week, so I hope you did not lose it. At least I hope I sent it home, because I'm making this video before I sent it home. I have a note to myself to send it home when the time comes. Hope you didn't get too confused by that explanation. Long story short, I am really hoping you already have this paper and have not lost it. Given that fact, then are going to need to complete it. So there's some information here at the top about gas, and you have 6 questions at the bottom that you need to do now. What you saw in the video does not come into play in this as much as what the text is in front of you. So number 1, if you had to compare, remember, as we have talked about the different nonfiction text structures, when you are comparing things, you are saying what is common to them. You are telling the similarities. So if you had to compare solids, liquids, and gases, what would you say is common to all 3 states of matter? Very often questions about a text go in order through the text, so it would make the most sense to look towards the beginning for your answers there. So you are looking for what is true for all solids, liquids, and gases. You'll note there are several lines here, so I would say something like all 3 states of matter, or a fact that is true of solids, liquids, and gases. All right. Number 2 then has you listing 3 ways that gas molecules are different from solid and liquid molecules. So number 1 asks you to compare. Number 2 is asking you to find 3 contrasting facts. These facts should be just true of gas molecules. Again, this comes right from the text, although there is not a sentence that says 3 ways gas molecules are different from solid and liquid molecules. It will not be that difficult to find if you are asking yourself as you look through the text. All right, talking about gas molecules, and is this how they are different from solids and liquids? Number 3, in which paragraph do you find the answers to number 1 and 2? So that tells you you should find these answers in the same paragraph. It's either paragraph 1, paragraph 2, or paragraph 3. Now, you don't put the paragraph number on the line, you put the letter on the line. I did that deliberately because that is the kind of thing that the lovely computerized tests that you're still stuck taking at the end of the year, that is one thing that they will do to try and see if they can trip you up a little bit. How do you find the paragraph numbers? Well, you notice I gave you a spot to number them. Should be pretty easy once you have your numbers next to the paragraphs. Number 4, which text structure is used in paragraph 1? All right, so if paragraph 1 is telling a sequence, then it should be telling items in order. Step 1, step 2, step 3. If it's comparing and contrasting, it should be saying how items are similar and how items are different. If it's problem and solution organization, text structure, it will lead with a problem and then tell you how you could solve the problem or how you should solve the problem. Or it might be using a descriptive text structure and telling you every possible detail it can about the way it looks and acts, just one particular thing. There is one best answer here, and the questions earlier should help to lead you to that one best answer. Number 5, number each sentence above the first word of the sentence in paragraph 2. So, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, above the first word of the sentence. This is the first word of the first sentence. I put a 1. There is my end punctuation, so here is the first word of the second sentence. You need to find, well, number those two, just like I did, and then you need to number the rest of the sentences in the second paragraph. Why? Well, which sentence number tells the main idea that is the focus of the rest of the paragraph? Just a minute, gotta answer my phone. Hey, Dad, I'll make sure I'm done doing the video when you get here. About how long do I have? About 2 seconds. I better finish it up quick. Good thing I'm on number 5 and there's only 6. Love you, bye. Okay, so number 5, you were to decide which of these sentences is telling the main idea of the whole paragraph. There is one best answer here. And number 6 then, why is vapor? And see how the word vapor is in bold? If you look back in the text, there is a heading and there is a bold print in the text that tells you, aha, look here for vapor. But be careful. In this case, if you look at the sentence that uses vapor, it says you might hear the term vapor. That doesn't help you at all to know what vapor is. So if you're looking for a vocabulary word to be defined and it doesn't happen in the sentence where it's bold, the next best place to look is the sentence that comes right after it. Hint, hint. But here's the thing. Why is vapor a specific word that is not always used to talk about gases? Well, up here, the sentence right after vapor, where it's supposed to be defining it, it says vapor and gas mean the same thing. But then why is vapor not always used to talk about gases? Must be you're going to have to read farther in the paragraph. They've buried the answer a little bit deeper in. Look carefully for it. It is there in the text, and this gives you enough of lines that you should use a complete sentence beginning with words of the question. Vapor is a specific word that is not always used to talk about gases because. So all of these words must begin your answer. Then the rest of your answer comes from the text. Be careful as you explore what gases are, and no, not the smelly kind.